They were once inseparable, now she won't even say her name. Jessica Mulroney, the woman who once dressed Meghan Markle in couture and called her family, has just done the unthinkable. She's denied Meghan flat out, and she did it in public on purpose with zero hesitation. What changed? Or better yet, what finally broke? Let's be clear, this isn't just a forgotten friendship. This is scorched earth silence. According to multiple insider whispers coming from Toronto's tightest social circles, Jessica was recently asked if she still keeps in touch with Meghan. Her response? A cold-clipped, "No, we're not in contact." No explanations, no excuses, no spin. Just straight-up rejection. And Meghan? She's reeling. Sources say the Duchess was blindsided, absolutely stunned, because she truly believed Jessica would never go public. But here's the twist. Jessica didn't just deny Meghan. She denied the entire relationship. She's telling friends she doesn't want to be associated with Meghan Markle anymore, not privately, and definitely not publicly. Let's rewind for a second. Jessica wasn't just a sidekick in Meghan's fairy tale. She was the secret weapon, the glam squad, the fixer, the connection to Canadian high society. Her kids were in Meghan's royal wedding, for crying out loud. But now, Meghan's fairy godmother has turned into a ghost. And not the friendly kind, the real tea. Jessica reportedly made the icy comment at a luxury charity gala in Toronto just weeks after confirming her split from husband Ben Mulroney. Now remember, Meghan hasn't said a single word of support. Not a text, not a call, not even a performative Instagram story about supporting women through difficult times. Nothing. Just silence. And Jessica? She's finally done playing the quiet loyalist. You know what they say when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And according to those close to Jessica, she now believes Meghan used her for fame, for access, and then discarded her the moment things got messy. We're talking about years of friendship, gone like it never existed. No birthday shout-outs. No girls' trips. No public defense when Jessica was being dragged through the mud online back in 2020. Meghan didn't even blink. And people noticed. Oh, they definitely noticed. Industry insiders say that when Jessica was canceled over that race-related spat on social media, she expected Meghan to at least acknowledge her. A statement. A call. A whisper of solidarity. What did she get? Ghosted. Meghan was reportedly furious Jessica had attracted controversy because it clashed with Meghan's new image as the global voice for racial justice. So instead of helping her friend, she cut her off. Just like that. And now, Jessica is no longer protecting Meghan's reputation. Not behind the scenes, not in public, not at all. Her recent public denial is just the tip of the iceberg. Sources say Jessica's inner circle has started leaking everything: the emotional fallout, the late-night tears, the moments of betrayal that piled up over the years. Meghan, once surrounded by friends who would do anything for her, is now watching her inner circle crumble, one name at a time. First, it was her childhood friend Nina Key, then college pals, then her father, her ex-husband, her half-sister, her palace aides. And now, Jessica Mulroney, the last domino in a collapsing tower of discarded relationships. The woman who once whispered in her ear during royal fittings is now publicly erasing her. No spin, no sugarcoating, just quiet, brutal rejection. And the most damning part? Jessica isn't scared. She's not hiding behind anonymous sources or vague interviews. She's owning her truth, and by doing so, she's exposing Meghan's pattern for what it really is: strategic friendships with an expiration date. Could this public denial finally crack Meghan's carefully curated image? Is Jessica's silence actually louder than any royal scandal we've seen before? So what is Jessica planning now that she's done biting her tongue? Well, according to whispers from deep within Toronto's elite social crowd, this wasn't a one-off moment of truth, it was the first move. The denial was just the opening slap in a slow-burn fallout that's been simmering since 2018. And now, Jessica's done playing loyal, she's done being quiet, and Meghan? She should be very, very nervous, because Jessica knows everything. This isn't some random ex-pal with vague stories. Jessica was in the room. She saw how the royal machine operated and how Meghan manipulated it. She knows who was cut off when and why. She knows the PR tactics, the private tantrums, the real reason behind the crying in the dress-fitting saga, and spoiler alert, it's not the version Meghan told Oprah. One insider claims Jessica has been sitting on stories that would blow the roof off Meghan's carefully crafted public persona. Why hasn't she spoken sooner? Loyalty, fear, reputation. But now that Meghan's loyalty proved to be one-sided, Jessica's patience has snapped. And she's telling everyone who'll listen. Apparently, at that same charity gala, the one where she delivered that ice-cold, "We're not in contact" line, Jessica was overheard sharing details, stories, little anecdotes that only someone close to Meghan could possibly know. Someone asked her if she missed the old days, back when they were still best friends. Her reply, "Miss what?" Being useful sources say Meghan's reaction to Jessica's quiet betrayal was rage. Not sadness, not regret. Rage. Because let's be real, Meghan doesn't fear losing friends. She fears losing control of the narrative. And Jessica going rogue? That's a narrative she can't spin. Remember the race row controversy that first drove a wedge between them? Back in 2020, Jessica was dragged online, canceled by brands abandoned by the industry. Meghan had a choice: stand by her oldest friend or protect her budding image as the new face of social justice. She chose silence, publicly and privately. And Jessica? She never forgot. Insiders say Jessica felt used not just by Meghan's fame, but by her silence. She helped style Meghan into royalty. She curated the Duchess image sleek, polished, powerful. But when Jessica needed Meghan to back her, she got air. And now, that absence is being repaid, in full. Jessica's telling friends she was discarded like last season's wardrobe. And it's not just emotional, there's real fallout. Her brand took a massive hit. Her reputation crumbled. And her marriage? Insiders say the stress from the backlash and Meghan's total vanishing act played a huge part in the breakdown. Let's not forget, Jessica's husband, Ben Mulroney, gave up a major career in Canadian TV at the height of the scandal to support her. Meghan? She gave up nothing. She offered no words, no loyalty, just silence. And that silence, it echoed, loudly. Friends close to Jessica say she's been warning people in private for years. Don't get too close to Meghan. She only keeps people when it helps her. And now that warning is coming into full view. Name one real, long-term friend Meghan has kept through thick and thin. Just one. You can't. Not Ninaki, not her yoga pals, not her Suits co-stars, not even her own family. And now, with Jessica finally pulling the curtain back, Meghan's inner circle looks more like a turnstile people come in, play their part, and are swiftly replaced. And the public's catching on. What once looked like a series of private fallouts is starting to look like a pattern. A calculated, icy pattern of connections forged for convenience and dropped for optics. But here's where it gets really messy. Jessica isn't just denying Meghan in public. She's actively distancing herself behind the scenes. Sources say she's been scrubbing old connections, warning mutual friends, and telling people in social circles to keep her name far away from Meghan Markle. Some insiders believe Jessica is preparing to rebuild her public image. And step number 1? Cut the cord from Meghan completely. One fashion PR insider said it best. Jessica's done being Meghan's shadow. She wants people to remember who she was before the wedding. And you know what? That's a pretty powerful pivot. But Meghan? She's watching it all unfold, helpless to stop it. No statement, no denial, no podcast damage control. just more silence. And for someone who built a brand on female empowerment and loyalty, that silence is deafening. Because when your oldest, closest, most loyal friend flatly denies you in public, no hesitation, no regret, no spin, what does that say about you?